So we all know by now that any new purchase on PSN has a 30-day time limit, forcing you to reconnect to the server to keep the game that you bought. Well, as it turns out, that part actually is true, but not in the way that we think. Apparently, as a way to deter people with jailbroken PS4s from stealing games from the PSN store, Sony implemented a temporary license for the games that were bought on the store that will last only for 2 weeks, which is the exact same time window that Sony allows for refunds of the game. And what the jailbreakers would do is buy the game, get the license for the game, and then refund the game while keeping the license. So in essence, basically getting a free game. In order to get around this, Sony made it so that the license that they receive had a time limit of 30 days. So even if they did get the game this way, you wouldn't be able to have the game indefinitely or be able to share it with anyone else. After that, if you legally bought the game, you'd sign in and refresh the license to get the permanent license, the one that you can't refund. What's new to me is I didn't even know that Sony PlayStation had a refund policy, because so many times people would want to get a refund and they wouldn't give it to them. So that's a new thing, I guess. But it's not a bad idea, honestly. It would have been nice if Sony had told us this without generating all the negative press this week. But now everyone is looking at Sony and digital purchases with a grain of salt. And I think that's a good thing. Had this not been made a big deal by everyone, what message would that have given to Sony? Would they have seen it as a sign that digital ownership is not as important as people make it out to be? Would they have doubled down on this type of DRM and made it a permanent every 30 days? Like everything that we thought it was going to be. Reconnecting to the internet every 30 days just to keep the game. And don't forget that this new news is actually still just a rumor from an insider. Maybe this is still worse than we realize. It's not like we would know because Sony still hasn't said anything. And so why the heck not? Did we catch them doing something that they shouldn't have been doing and people are just coping? They're creating this idea that it's a temporary license? Is this refund window DRM the only issue here? And so the only way that this will truly be answered is in about 31 days after the valid period ends. And people can check if the licenses actually did refresh to an offline permanent one or not. But whatever happens, this is just another clue, another peek at how slippery the slope is with buying digital. That they can change the rules at any time, and they didn't tell anyone. What was really in that TOS update that everyone was forced to sign just to use PSN? Is this all part of the Age ID verification as well? It's just a lot of questions and not a lot of answers from Sony. In the meantime, I'm not updating my PS5 until there's actual confirmation of this. Anyway, till next time.